Stranger Things Season 4, Victor Creel explained. The mysterious man with no eyes that appeared just before the end. The image of somebody that we've not really seen before. Who was that? Well, let's explain. Here is Stranger Things Season 4, Victor Creel explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. So this is actually a version of a character that we saw a snippet from in a clip that was released in September of 2021. However, this is most definitely a more present-day version of the character that we got a glimpse of. We know for a fact that Season 4 of Stranger Things is going to center around the Creel House. As in the trailer we saw the main group venture inside of it. This house once belonged to Victor Creel and his family, and he was the man that we saw at the end of the trailer. Back in 1953, Victor Creel moved into this house with his wife and 2 children, and it appeared as though there was once a presence there that caused a disturbance. One would assume a gateway and entry into the Upside Down, seeing as though we saw the lights flicker like we've seen in previous seasons of the show, potentially leading the Mind Flayer to take control, or a being such as a Demogorgon to appear. Maybe the Mind Flayer once took control of Victor Creel. But as the clip went on, we eventually saw him standing in his hallway, and as the lights flickered, his 2 children became deceased in front of him. After his children were found, Creel went on to spend his years inside of a psychiatric hospital, where he was closely monitored. It's safe to assume that he was arrested for the murder of his children and then sent there. Whether he was possessed or not, we don't know if his wife is still alive, but she may well have not been one of his victims. Judging by the way that his character came across in his early years, one wouldn't assume him to be a disturbing killer, but rather a family man who cares about the people he loves. I think the clock that appears to be in his house clearly had something to do with the state that he ended up in, as we see this feature in the new trailer heavily. The present-day Victor Creel doesn't look like the soft, gentle, happy family man that we saw at the beginning of the clip, but rather a broken man with scars. And I imagine being in a psychiatric ward when you don't actually need to be there and you've lost your family would eventually do that to you. But that's just one assumption. When we see him in the Season 4 trailer, he clearly looks like a different person. He's had his eyes gouged out and appears to be blind. So maybe this also has something to do with Vecna or the Upside Down. Maybe it all got too much inside of the psychiatric hospital and he couldn't escape. The Creel House appears to be adopting a haunted house horror movie style of story, so it will be interesting to see the show go down that path. I feel that Victor Creel is going to have some importance to play in helping the group win what I'm referring to as the War of the Worlds, and the battle with Vecna. He embarked into the Upside Down and met with the beings that rule it 30 years prior to the season we're about to watch, so he must have a wealth of knowledge and background to it. It's safe to say that this character is going to be creepy, and there's nobody better to play a notorious killer other than Robert Englund, who's most famous for playing Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, so I imagine he'll be able to quite comfortably tap into his previous characteristics. I think Victor Creel is going to be an interesting character, and one like no other that we've seen in the show before. I'm anticipating an interesting backstory. What do you think he'll be like? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.